Why are you so angry? Ah, what is this? Say hi, Ladybug. Say hi, Tank. Don't be so sad. What's in the box? Let's check it out. Alright, it is open now. Let's see what these look like. Timber. Oh yeah. Get off, girl. New seats. But now let's get back to the video and what we're actually going to be doing today. First off, guys, welcome to Pete's Carport. I really appreciate you joining me and supporting the channel. If you're new, please go down and click the subscribe button. We have awesome videos coming out specifically on this SC300 drift build. I'm absolutely excited. It will be my first time drifting a car and my first time fully building a car to take to the track. But let's get into what we're going to be doing on this video, and that is installing an aftermarket wheel, aftermarket hub, and an aftermarket quick release. Now, the main thing you got to do is figure out what style wheel you want. There are tons of brands, tons of styles. I went with a company called NRG, and I went with what I was really looking for is a round steering wheel that wasn't super deep dish, and something that felt really nice and thick, and it has the suede. That was one of the things that I really wanted. Now you can get leather, you can get wood, you can get all sorts of different products and all sorts of different shapes and sizes. For drifting, you want a circle so that it can roll around in your hand. So make sure you buy the proper wheel for what you're doing. Outside of that, kind of customize it to what you want. So with that out of the way, the next thing is the hub. I went with an NRG hub. Now the hub is vehicle specific, so you got to make sure you get the one that fits your vehicle. I went down to a local shop. I will be highlighting those in one of these videos because I want to show you guys this shop. It's an awesome local shop. There are very few of those still out there, and they really need to be supported. So I'm going to dedicate a full video to this company. I'm going to talk about them more at the end of this video, and I'm going to link their stuff down below because they do a lot of online sales, and they also do a lot of matching of eBay pricing. So the NRG hub that I picked up is going to be like many other hubs that are out there, but they do have different styles. They have long hubs, short hubs, and that is really if you're going to be going with a quick release or just a solid mount steering wheel. And what that means is the hub is going to go on right after you take off the stock wheel, and that is going to be bolted down with the bolt that comes off the shaft. So this will slide onto your shaft. The bolt will go on this. From there, you can mount your aftermarket wheel directly to that, and with this short of a hub, you're going to be really close to your dash, your front windshield area. So they do sell extended hubs for those that don't want to have a quick release. I decided to go with a quick release and went with an NRG quick release, and I really love the color that this came in. Obviously, it's more about function than color, but they do sell these in a few different colors. I love the NRG style, the NRG quality. It's a brand that you can even get the steering wheel in, and they make awesome wheels. But the way a quick release works is it's almost like a separate small hub that attaches to the wheel, and this attaches to the hub, and your quick release pops on, and when you have the wheel on, you can easily pull it forward. There's a little tab you push in and it pops off. So I'm going to show you guys how to install that, and there's actually a sleeve that needs to be installed as well that keeps the wheel from wiggling around. So let's go ahead. I'm going to set up outside at the car, and I'm going to show you guys how to remove the stock wheel. You will need for the SC300, a T30 Torx bit. Every car may differ on that. Some cars even have tabs that you can pop out, but this specific car has a T30 Torx bit, and I will fill you in on the exact bolt size on the center. So let's get out there and get set up. Okay guys, now that we're out at the car, first thing you want to do is make sure you take off your negative battery cable. You don't want any power going to this because we are going to be removing the airbag. Now the first step to getting the airbag out and getting to our nut is on the side here. Now you're going to have this on both sides. You're going to have a little plastic piece. You're going to want to put a flathead screwdriver into that little slot, pop that up, and then once you get that open, up under here are your T30 Torx bits. So let me go ahead and set up, and I'm going to go ahead and pull those out. They aren't that difficult. I've got my seats out, so it's a little easier for me to get in there, but take your time. I went down to Harbor Freight and picked up a Torx set here, and as you can see, this gets in here really easily, and I'm going to be able to pull those out no problem. Once those come out on both sides, you may need to put your keys in in order to turn the wheel, so make sure you got accessibility, and then you're going to be able to access our center bolt. So let me go ahead and set up the camera, and I'll walk you guys through everything. Okay guys, now in order to take these off, they're not going to come off very easily, so you do have to put a little force into them, and you will hear them click like that. Okay, once you've got them off, now I've already taken off the other side. You can move your blinker switches on the one side and the other, I think they're cruise control switches and so forth on the other side, out of the way in order to get to these screws. And then you just want to undo them. Yeah, you can see that one was a little more difficult, but they will come off. You just got to take your time. And once you've got them undone, you're going to be able to pull your airbag out. You're going to have a yellow clip here. You want to go ahead, I'm going to grab my flathead screwdriver. You're going to want to push in the tab. Actually, that slid the tab out of that. Sorry about that. You're going to want to squeeze the tabs on the side here. And pull this apart. There we go. It pops up like that. And you got little squeeze tabs on the side here, and this should come right out. It should. Alright, let me take a look at this. I see little squeeze tabs, and that should pop this loose. There we go. And once you get your airbag out, you want to safely set that off to the side, and then we'll be able to access the center bolt. And the center bolt is right there. Now your steering wheel, you want to have it locked like I have mine right now, and the best way to do is lock it straight up and down. That way you know that it's straight on. And we're going to go ahead and get that off. I'm going to tell you guys the size of that here in just a second. Okay guys, so it's a 19 millimeter on this car. Your car may differ. I got myself a nice hefty breaker bar, and this will not be easy, but it will come off. Now we're going to go ahead and break that off. Well, that came off way easier than I expected. Barely need to break it. Looks nice and clean in there. And that's your nut right there. Now here's the part that can be difficult. They do sell steering wheel pull kits that will basically mount to here, and you tighten them and they pop the wheel off. I'm actually going to rock this back and forth and see if I can get it to loosen up. There we go, and it pops right out. So that's really the main part of getting your wheel off. I'm going to go grab my hub and show you guys how that gets attached now. So I got a little bit ahead of myself. We also have to remove the clock spring in order to put our hub on. Now this is very simple. You're going to have a screw here. You got one screw there, and you have another screw right back there. They are Phillips head. I've already went ahead and undid those. And then you're basically going to pull apart the plastic there. As you can see, that just fell down. This just kind of pulls apart, and you'll be able to access some more Phillips heads for your clock spring. And we're going to undo that, and that's going to pull out. Our hub is going to slide on, and I'm going to show you guys how to align that. Also, before I forget to mention it, when rocking your wheel back and forth, it's best to keep the bolt slightly on there. That way you don't slam yourself in the face. Fortunately, mine kind of came off while wiggling it, and you saw how easily that actually happened. So you really don't need a steering wheel puller from what I've seen and the wheels that I've done. But let me go ahead and set up to get this clock spring out, and we'll set up to put the hub on. Okay, once you get all the Phillips head screws off the clock spring, it should come loose and pull forward, and you're going to have to release the 2 switches down here. Okay, so kind of strange, the main power wire here came out, but this looks like what is the airbag wire. The top of it pops off when you're trying to pull it out, but it looks like it's sealed in there. So the only thing I can think of is just prying this apart, taping that off so it has no electricity going to it. If any of you guys want to fill me in on exactly how that's supposed to come off, I've seen other cars, I've done other cars, and usually there's a clip that pops out on that. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best to get that off, get this clock spring off, and then show you guys how to get the hub on. Alright guys, so I'm a little upset because I could not figure out how to safely remove this wire, and I know some of you guys at home are going to want to possibly go back to stock, and the way that I had to do this was really pull these wires out, and then I clipped off the ends. I'm going to put some electrical tape around there just to seal that off in case any power goes through there. But back to the hub. So your hub has a white dot at the very top, and that's to kind of indicate lining up when you have your wheel straight. So that's why I said lock your wheel in to the straight position. So we're going to line that white dot up to be straight on the very top, and you want to make sure that it's as straight as you can get it, because that's going to align your wheel. And once you got it on there, you don't want to have to take it back off and realign it. Once that's on there, you're going to want to go ahead and grab that 19mm bolt. I've got mine set off to the side, and tighten that up. I'll give you guys the exact torque specs right here below. I believe it was around 34 pounds, but I'm going to go back and check. And you want to make sure you torque that down. Most people just tighten it as tight as they can, and that seems to work. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the torque specs below, and then I'll go ahead and tighten mine up to that torque. Alright guys, so once you've got your hub installed, you're going to have your horn wires right here. And the nice thing about the NRG quick release mounted to the NRG hub is really easy to match up the wires. The kit also comes with this ring, which I believe is supposed to go in here based on what I've seen. I talked to the guys down where I got the wheel, and they say this is not necessary. It's pretty loose in there and bounces around, and the only thing I can think of is some applications this will tighten up a loose part. And I'm not sure exactly what it's for. If you guys know and it's something I need, I am going to set it off to the side. Moving on from that, you've got your quick release basically hub plate. This is the one that's going to mount to the hub, and you can see here you've got 2 wires, a male and a female, and you've got a male and a female coming out, so you just want to match those up. Then you're going to line this up with the wires kind of bundled into there nicely, and you're going to have your NRG logo right on the top there. Okay, once we get the screws mounted in there, you're going to grab your actual quick release, and you'll see there's another set of wires, a ground and a positive, just like this, ground and positive. So if you match up those wires, once you install your horn off of your wheel, which could be different on every application, it should work. Now in my case, unfortunately, I believe I have a bad horn. I've tested it out all different ways, and I think that a piece within the horn is actually not functioning right. I'm going to get all this put together, and I'm going to show you guys that, because the horn is not actually wanting to snap into the wheel too, but I'll get to that once we get to the end of this. I'm going to go ahead and get all this kind of put together so you can see. Okay guys, so just a quick fill in here. The button for the quick release, which you basically push that button in and you slide your sleeve forward, that will pull the wheel off. It's really easy to do, but obviously it stays in place when driving and it's not going to accidentally come off. It's very sturdy. I only mounted up 2 screws just to kind of show you guys. This is the horn here, and I believe there's supposed to be an extra clip because there's no way for this horn to actually stay in place. And I think this must have gotten dropped at some point, or somebody might have stepped on the box or in shipping or something, because that just comes right out. And when I hook the horn up, no matter how I hook it up, I even check fuses just to make sure I am not getting anything. But I will do some more investigation just to make sure I didn't do anything dumb on my end. I did take this whole entire thing back apart just to make sure I didn't pinch a wire or something came loose, and that was not the case. So really, after all of this, your horn gets hooked up if you want that. Now, that is not a requirement. A lot of people skip that just because in the past it was kind of a pain in the butt. This setup made it a lot easier than the typical ones. Now, after that, you're going to basically get your wiring up in here. You probably are going to get an airbag light because I didn't hook up. They do have a bypass to it that makes the system believe that there's an airbag hooked up. I'm not totally concerned with that. I may end up getting that in the future. But you're going to basically mount your plastic back up if you prefer. This is a drift car, so a lot of people do take all these plastics off and run a completely naked system. Mine is going to be a drift / moderate street car. So I love the sunroof, so I wanted to keep that as of now. I did watch a video where the weight of the just sunroof is 30 pounds, not counting all of this padding and so forth. So probably lose somewhere around 40 pounds by putting an aluminum sheet in there and removing it. So it is, and it obviously would help out with the top weight. I will be putting a roll cage in here, which will add weight but add stability for drifting, and all of that will kind of come. Let me know what you guys think. Should I remove all of this, do a block off sunroof? I really enjoy having a sunroof here in Florida when I wake up early and drive around the streets. And with this console here, I've also debated on how I'm going to reinstall this, because I did buy from LRB the shifter aluminum plate that goes over, and I am keeping the AC, so I do have to do something with it. But guys, once again, guys, let me know, fill me in on the comments what you guys would want to see, what you would do if it was your car. Somebody told me to remove the tire well, and that's an awesome idea. I'm definitely going to be doing a video on that. We're going to cut the spare tire well out of the trunk. The LRB aluminum pan that drops in there will actually cover all that up, and I'll have basically a shaved bottom, and I'll be able to tuck my exhaust up, possibly even down the middle. So there's some ideas that I have on that. But there'll be a lot coming on this car. If this is your first time joining in, I really appreciate it. And if you can subscribe, that would be awesome to help build this channel. And once again, my name's Pete. This is Pete's Carport. Let me know in the comments anything you guys saw that I might need to adjust here. This is the first time I've done this type of setup. I've done other steering wheels. I've never actually hooked up a quick release, and it just seemed like a pretty straightforward thing. So I think I've got everything on there right. I just believe the horn that came with the steering wheel's broken, but I bought it locally, so it'll be a nice, easy thing to go down and swap out. They have other ones in stock. But you guys have an awesome day, an awesome week, and thanks again for joining me.